It was dead. Gone. Retired. Laid to rest in 2017, the Dodge Viper was mourned by gearheads across the world. A legend that came into this world loud, brutal, unapologetic and went out with a whimper, strangled by emissions regulations, low sales, and a changing market that didn't seem to want raw American muscle anymore. For years, people asked, will Dodge ever bring the Viper back? But year after year, silence. Rumors, sure. Sketches. Wild concept renders. But nothing real. Until now. The 2026 Dodge Viper has returned. And it's not just a comeback, it's a resurrection with fire in its eyes. Dodge didn't play it safe. They didn't dilute the Viper for mass appeal. They built it meaner, faster, louder, and smarter than ever. This isn't just a sports car. It's a message. And the message is clear: Dodge still knows how to terrify every other car on the road. Before diving into the engine, the specs, and the jaw-dropping performance numbers, let's rewind for a moment and think about what made the original Viper so legendary. When the first Viper came out in the early 90s, it was a monster. A huge V10 up front, driving the rear wheels through a 6-speed manual transmission. No electronic safety nets, no traction control, no frills. It was as close to a street-legal race car as you could get. It demanded respect. It punished mistakes. And it was glorious. Fast forward to today, and the 2026 Viper doesn't just honor that past, it evolves it. It still feels dangerous in all the right ways, but now it's backed by bleeding-edge technology and engineering that make it not just powerful, but precision-tuned. Let's start with the most important part of any Viper, the engine. Gone is the naturally aspirated V10. It was iconic, no doubt. But Dodge knew it had to raise the stakes. So they dropped in a weapon of mass combustion, a 8.3-liter twin-turbocharged V8 that pumps out 1,100 horsepower and 950 pound-feet of torque. Hand-built, forged internals, dry sump lubrication, twin-scroll turbos, and race-derived cooling systems. This isn't a gimmick motor. It's a serious piece of machinery designed to compete with, and beat, the best cars on Earth. The sound is savage. It growls, snarls, and then screams as the revs climb. There's a brutality to it that no electric vehicle can match. It doesn't whir. It roars. It shakes your chest. Every press of the throttle is a reminder that Dodge built this car for one purpose: domination. And it's not just power for the sake of a spec sheet. Dodge worked on every part of the drivetrain to make sure the Viper could put that power to the pavement. Rear-wheel drive only, just like the originals. No AWD cop-out. A brand new 8-speed dual-clutch transmission developed in collaboration with ZF delivers lightning-quick shifts and can hold torque like a champ. You can drive it like a Grand Tourer or hammer through the gears like a race car. It adapts. It reacts. It begs to be pushed harder. The chassis is all new. A lightweight aluminium and carbon fiber hybrid monocoque, rigid enough for motorsport, light enough for agility. With carbon fiber used extensively in the hood, roof, doors, and rear clamshell, the new Viper comes in under 3,200 pounds dry. That gives it a power-to-weight ratio better than a Bugatti Chiron. The suspension is fully independent with adaptive dampers and multi-mode tuning. On the track, it stiffens up, drops the ride height, and gives you razor-sharp response. On the street, it relaxes, becomes more compliant, and won't rattle your spine. But make no mistake, this is a car born for corners. The new Viper pulls over 1.3 lateral Gs on a skid pad. That's serious grip. The brakes are massive. Carbon ceramic rotors, 6 piston calipers up front, 4 in the rear. Pedal feel is progressive and firm, with no fade even under repeated abuse. And that's exactly what this car was built for: abuse. The more you throw at it, the more it wants. Now let's talk numbers. The 2026 Viper hits 60 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds. Quarter mile in 9.4 seconds. Top speed is just north of 230 miles per hour. But here's what matters most: it's not just fast in a straight line. It's a corner-carving machine. Dodge didn't just build a drag racer. They built a track monster. And this time, they've made it smarter, too. A full suite of performance traction management, customizable drive modes, active aero, and real-time telemetry all live in a digital cockpit that feels like something out of a fighter jet. You get a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, a center-mounted performance display, and even a heads-up display that projects RPM, gear, and speed into your field of view. It's immersive. It's clean. And it's 100% focused on the driving experience. You want old-school rawness? Flip all the nannies off. Want some help keeping the rear end from lighting up every time you breathe on the throttle? Turn on street or sport mode. Dodge gives you the tools. You choose how much danger you want. Inside, the cabin is a major step up from Vipers of old. It's still driver-focused, everything angled toward you but with serious attention to detail. Materials include Alcantara, leather, brushed metal, and exposed carbon. The seats are thin, lightweight buckets with serious bolstering and optional racing harnesses. But they're not uncomfortable. You could drive this thing across the country if you wanted to, assuming your right foot behaves. And believe it or not, Dodge threw in a few modern luxuries. Dual zone climate control. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. A high-end 12-speaker Harman Kardon audio system. Even adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. Though let's be honest, if you're letting this car drive itself, you're doing it wrong. Now, pricing. This might be the most shocking part of all. The 2026 Viper starts at $129,900. Let that sink in. For a car that outruns McLarens, Ferraris, and Lambos, it's barely over 6 figures. Even fully loaded, with the track pack, carbon brakes, aero kit, and racing interior, you're still under $180,000. In today's hypercar market, that's borderline insanity. Dodge is giving you supercar killing performance for a fraction of the cost. But there's a catch. Dodge is only building 5,000 units per year globally. Each one is hand-assembled at a new performance facility in Detroit. And if early reports are accurate, more than half of year one's production is already spoken for. You want one? Get in line yesterday. So why now? Why bring the Viper back in 2026, when the world is turning toward electric cars, self-driving tech, and increasingly tame performance offerings? The answer is simple. Dodge wanted to make a statement. They wanted to remind people what passion looks like. What noise feels like. What it means to be truly, deeply connected to a machine that demands everything from you. This Viper doesn't compromise. It doesn't try to fit in. It doesn't apologize for being loud, aggressive, or impractical. It exists because some engineers at Dodge still believe in the magic of internal combustion. In raw, visceral acceleration. In the kind of driving that makes your palms sweat and your pulse race. It's a final stand, in some ways. A middle finger to the quiet, efficient, politically correct future. And yet, it's also smarter, sharper, and more advanced than any Viper that came before. This isn't a dinosaur. It's an apex predator. Even the environmentalists might be surprised. The Viper uses a 48-volt mild hybrid system that assists with low speed efficiency and emissions. It doesn't drive the wheels, but it does smooth power delivery, reduce lag, and help the car meet global emissions standards. It's a clever compromise, 1 foot in the future, without letting go of the past. So what does it all mean? It means the Viper is back. It means performance isn't dead. It means that even in a world of Fs and digital driving experiences, there's still a place for a machine that wants to kill you just a little bit if you're not paying attention. The 2026 Dodge Viper is more than a car. It's a cultural moment. A reminder that driving is supposed to be fun. That power should be earned, not handed out like a software patch. That skill still matters. That fear is part of the thrill. And for the lucky few who get to own one, you're not just buying a machine. You're buying history. You're becoming part of a lineage that stretches back to the rawest, wildest parts of automotive history. You're driving the last of a dying breed, and it might just be the best of them all. Thanks for watching. If you're as fired up about the return of the Viper as we are, hit that like button, drop a comment below, and let us know, would you daily this monster? Or would it live in a garage as your weekend war machine? Either way, one thing's clear, Dodge didn't just build a car. They built a legend again. And here on Build and Burn, we'll be covering every angle of it. From the tech, to the track tests, to owner reactions, this is just the beginning. So make sure you're subscribed, because the Viper is back, and it's only getting hotter from here.